Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night football game of the week. Today it's a 9-5A matchup as the Archbishop Shaw Eagles take on the Augustine Purple Knights. Right now we're getting ready for the national anthem here at Tad Gormley.
And of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. Almighty God, we thank you for all the gifts that you have. Help us to enter into this event with love, wisdom, and strength in our hearts. We pray that we would look to you in awe and worship. May those who take the field today be protected and play with good sportsmanship and confidently put into practice all they have learned in their training. May each of us be aware of your goodness in our lives, and may this goodness pour out of us as a witness to your endless grace. We pray this in the name of our Christ Lord. Amen. St. Joseph, pray for us. St. Augustine, pray for us. If you will only remain as the world thinks, respected, and renowned, often imitated but never duplicated. Watching good and the playing of our national game. Thank you. Is guided by President and CEO Dr. Kenneth St. Charles and under the direction of Principal Gerald Lee. The athletic department is led by Athletic Director Barrett Gray. The Assistant Athletic Director and Sports Information The Purple Knights marching 100 are instructed by Band Director A.
Welcome to this special edition of the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night football game of the week. Today it's a District 9-5A matchup as the Archbishop Shaw Eagles take on the Purple Knights of St. Augustine. I'm Mario Jerez, and I'll be your play-by-play man for the afternoon. I am joined by Eric Held. Eric, should be a good one this afternoon.
Should be a good one, Mario. Great to be here with you on the call to St. Spanish Radio. Play-by-play man, honor for me to be here with you on this gorgeous Saturday afternoon in City Park for some Catholic League football.
Should be a good one, and we go down to Kate Adams for a pregame sideline report. Kate?
Thanks, Mario. Well, the 2-6 Archbishop Eagles are facing the 4-4 St. Augustine Purple Knights. And look, this is a big Catholic League matchup today for District 9-5A. Both of these teams definitely want the win, but for the Archbishop Shaw Eagles, they have got 6 underclassmen on their starting offensive line, and then on defense, 7 underclassmen on that starting defensive line. So it's going to be a little bit of trouble for them today, but if they can contain St. Augustine's quarterback, then they think they may have a chance to get the win. Let's see what happens. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Kate. A lot of youth on this Eagle team. They are set to kick off to start this game, and we are underway here in Tad Gormley. White and Walters deep for St. Augustine. It will go in the end zone for a touchback. 1st and 10 from the 25 for St. Aug.
Always good, Mario, when your kicker puts it in the end zone. Now you've got to drive 80 yards, make the opposing offense drive it 80 on you. So, as Kate alluded to, a young Shaw Eagle football team. Of their 22 starters, they start 4 freshmen and 9 sophomores. Probably the youngest group of starters ever in Catholic League history, with 13 freshmen and sophomores combined.
Valuable reps for them here in the second half of the season. St. Aug coming to a tough loss against Rummel last week, 16-12. As Kate said, 4-4 on the year. They have first crack at it on offense today, and under center, it's Kendall Sampson for 1st and 10.
You don't know, Coach.
Puts a man in motion to his left as we await the snap.
No blitz.
First play of the game is a run up the middle. Give them about 3 yards. Going to be 2nd and 7 for the Knights. That's Doyle on the carry.
St. Aug attempting to establish their run game first. Right out the gate. Beware of their quarterback, Kendall Sampson, who can make plays with his feet in the run game as well. Great arm on the junior quarterback.
Third leading rusher on the team is under center for 2nd and 7 from the 23-yard line. We await the snap. Similar play. This is Doyle up the middle again. Similar result. A good play by the Shaw defense. He is not able to get to the second level. Going to bring up a 3rd and 7.
One of the keys for the Shaw defense is to win first down today, to put St. Aug into 3rd and long situations. Great job there on 2nd down, only allowing a 1-yard rush.
One of the keys to the game for Shaw is to contain Sampson, keep him in the pocket for situations like this. 3rd and 6, St. Aug from the 24-yard line here on their opening possession of the game. Mario Jerez here with Kate Adams and Eric Held. 3rd and 6. Here's the snap. Rolling to his right is Sampson. Sampson looks and has a receiver near the sideline. It's a catch, and it's a first down on the first 3rd down opportunity of the game. The Purple Knights convert.
Smash concept by St. Aug, where you have sprint out to the 2 receiver side, and that smash concept is the outside receiver will run a 5-yard hitch and the inside receiver will run a corner route. He found the open area with the safety playing over the top. Nice throw there by Sampson. That's on the 3rd down completion.
That's Tylee Keesley on the catch as we have a flag down. See if you can call this one, Coach.
One of those things St. Aug has to do is limit the amount of penalties that they have. They've been plagued by that quite often this year on offense. Getting behind chains, that's something that Shaw wants to make them do.
So penalty before the snap will set up a 1st and 15 from the 30-yard line. First possession of the game for the Purple Knights. Pistol formation for Sampson. Here's the snap, and they'll run it up the middle once again. Doyle already 3 carries on the game. Back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a little bit more. 2nd and 9 for St. Aug.
Mentioned on the first play of the game, what St. Aug would definitely want to do is establish that run game, reset the line of scrimmage, get physical up front, especially with those youngsters from Shaw on the defensive line.
Sampson in the shotgun again, and it looked like everybody stopped for a moment, but running to his right with a little bit of space is Justin Doyle, and the Shaw defense going to bring him down about 2 yards short of the first down. It's going to set up a 3rd down and 2.
I think with the St. Aug band, they're playing real loud. Confused. The center quarterback exchange. Ball was snapped prematurely. No one said. Big gainer for St. Aug.
So 3rd and 3 for St. Aug. They converted the first 3rd down. Here's Doyle to his right once again. He's close, and I believe he's got it. Give him 4. He needed 3 first down, and the Knights are driving. They are at their own 46-yard line with another fresh set.
The one positive thing for the Shaw defense, sure, St. Aug's driven the ball, extended this drive with some first downs, but they've made them earn their first downs. They haven't yet crossed midfield, and these youngsters are playing hard. Coach Tommy Connors, head coach, Shaw alum, getting his guys to play hard on defense.
Eric mentioned it. They got 7 underclassmen on that side of the ball. Playing hard to start this one, but a 1st and 10 for St. Aug from their own 45-yard line. Kendall Sampson has not thrown a pass yet, and he fumbles it on first down. Let's see who gets on top of this one. The ball is loose at the 41-yard line. I believe Sampson fell right back on top of it, so a heads-up play after a mistake.
You mentioned mistake there, Mario. They've had quite a few on this first drive. You had a 5-yard penalty, pushed them back behind the chains. A quarterback fumbles the ball, luckily falls on it. We had a snap there where no one was expecting the snap. And now they had to use a timeout to settle them down, get things right on offense. Coach Sampson will bring his crew over and get them right.
So a good crowd on hand here for St. Aug and Shaw. And if we can, I believe we're going to go to our first break. You're watching high school football on CrescentCitySports.com. Second down and 10, second down and 12 for St. Aug from their own 41-yard line. First possession of the game. Kendall Sampson in the shotgun, empty set. 3 wide receivers to the left of the formation. He'll check with his head coach. St. Aug behind the sticks a little bit here on their first possession of the game. Sampson has the shotgun snap, looks, quick pass is complete up to around the 45-yard line. This is the second catch of the day for Tylee Keesley. Going to set up a third down and about 10 for St. Aug.
Keesley on a simple hitch route from the inside, the number 3 receiver to 3-by-1 formation. Easy catch and throw, something they've worked on since spring ball all throughout summer.
Keesley active here today. 2 catches on the opening possession for St. Aug, who play a third down and 9 from their own 46-yard line. Some more pre-snap communication between Sampson and his sideline. Trying to extend the drive here on 3rd and 9. Here's the snap. Sampson has a clean pocket momentarily. Now he's going to take off to his right, and a good tackle made by the Shaw defense. And it's going to be 4th down and a stop for the Eagles to start the game.
Great stop there by the Eagles. Rushed 4, dropped 7. Did a great job in coverage against the Purple Knights, and then contained the always dangerous Kendall Sampson, quarterback for the Purple Knights.
Logan Higgerson comes up and makes the solo tackle, so a 3 and out to start the game for St. Aug. Dorian Lewis back to return for Shaw. The Eagles trying to get a win here, 2-6 on the year. St. Aug 4-4. The Purple Knights are the home team today. Here's the snap. A lot of pressure on the punt, but St. Aug gets it away, angling towards the sideline. Now back to the middle. It's going to take a St. Aug roll and be killed at the 29-yard line. 1st and 10. Shaw gets a stop, and now they have the ball.
Great pressure there. That's one thing I believe you'll see, the opportunity to block a punt there for Shaw. They send pressure. We're able to pressure St. Aug into a shank punt. St. Aug lucky with a 12-yard roll at the end of the punt.
So Tyler Nichols and company will take over from their own 27-yard line, 0-0 here in the first quarter, 6:52 to go. See what Tyler Nichols and the offense for Shaw can do on their first possession of the game. Here's a snap and a run up the middle. A little bit of space for the Shaw running back all the way up to the 39-yard line, and a 1st down for the Eagles.
Great job on 1st down, win 1st down, and the Eagles are going to go fast on offense.
No huddle. Nickel takes a snap, and he'll hand it off once again right up the middle. I believe this is Dulce on the carry. To the left, he's up to about the 39-yard line. Got to set up a 2nd down.
You get a big play on 1st down, big yardage, move the chains, get going fast, keep the defense off balance, get them tired early.
2nd and 1 for Shaw from the 39-yard line. Here's Nickel rolling out to his right, looking for receivers. Finally lets it go, incomplete. Had a guy near the sideline, but the play did not develop, and it's going to be 3rd down and 1 for Shaw.
Sprint out pass by the Eagles. Sprint out smash again, like we saw from St. Aug on their first drive. We see a smash concept with the outside receiver running a hitch and the inside receiver running a corner with double protection there from the H-back for Shaw and also the tailback.
So St. Aug wants to talk about it. They're going to call a timeout before this 3rd and 1. 6:13 to go in the first quarter here in Tad Gormley. St. Aug 0, Shaw 0. You're watching high school football on CrescentCitySports.com. Not used to that. That is something I'm not used to. Yeah. We are good to go here in Tad Gormley Stadium. 3rd and 10 for Shaw on their opening possession of the game. 5'9", 155-pound senior quarterback Tyler Nickel leading his troops. First possession of the game, a short yardage situation here. Let's see if the Eagles can extend the drive. Nickel takes the snap and rolls out to his right. Throw along the sideline, incomplete, a little bit low for the receiver there. He was looking for number 11, incomplete, a little low on the throw there.
Nickel's been around for 3 years now, getting a number of snaps at quarterback as a sophomore with a number 98 jersey number.
A little unorthodox for a quarterback. So Shaw can't do anything on the first possession, and a penalty on the punt that's going to take a bounce and head out of bounds around the 20-yard line. So St. Aug can't do anything with their first offensive possession of the game, but their defense picks them up. They get the ball back, 1st and 10. We'll have to check the penalty.
This will be an illegal motion play on Shaw. They were running a guy off, and then he came back on. Looked like they had 7 men on the line. However, the players subbing in seem to be moving forward toward the line of scrimmage, which negates a great punt there, which pinned St. Aug back close to their 20-yard line. Now we'll have to re-kick it again. The Shaw coaches want to go fast even with their punts so that St. Aug can't line up.
Tempo from the Eagles here early on, and a good effort, as you said, by Lewis on the first try. He'll try again and lets it go from his own 30-yard line. It's going to roll out of bounds around the, see where they marked this, at the 31. So as I said, a stop for St. Aug, and they got the ball back 1st and 10 from their own 31.
About a 30-yard punt there, but it's a 30-yard net punt. And when you're in high school football, if you can go 30-yard net punt, you're winning that play. And that's crucial because St. Aug has had historically return guys who have great skill, and they've had quite a few long returns this year in their punt return and kickoff return game.
So St. Aug has the ball back, 1st and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Sampson has only thrown 1 pass so far. 5:50 to go in the first quarter. Watching high school football on CrescentCitySports.com. Game of the week here in Tad Gormley. Sampson takes the snap, has a quick out open, and a completion out to his wide receiver, and Bailey, a minimal gain on 1st down, give him 2.
Mahmoud Bailey, number 1, has been a fixture in the St. Aug offense for 3 years now. Ton of playing time as a sophomore. Started last year. Started this year in the backfield. You had a 3-by-1 formation. Whenever that back motions to the 3 receiver side, usually a pass to him or it's a quarterback run out of what becomes an empty formation. Great job by Shaw playing defensive perimeter drill and tackling Bailey for a 1-yard gain.
So Sampson in the shotgun again, 2nd and 8. Here's a snap, and on the read option, he'll fumble again. The second fumble of the first quarter for St. Aug. Same result. He falls on top of it. Sampson does, and it's a 3rd and 11.
Number of fumbles this year on offense for St. Aug. Luckily for them, they've recovered the majority of them, but you can't have these type of miscues. They tried running inside zone there, reading the defender with a bubble screen possibility to their number 3 receiver.
So same formation for 3rd and 10. Kendall Sampson in the shotgun next to his running back Bailey. Mahmoud Bailey, the leading rusher for St. Aug this year, 350 yards on the ground in 2019. Here's the snap. Sampson, under a little bit of pressure, sets up a screen complete to Bailey. Bailey looking for blockers and doesn't have any. A good start to the game for the Shaw defense. Bailey taken down at the 29-yard line.
Great coverage there by the Eagles to begin even pre-snap. In quarters coverage, keep everything in front of you against a 3-by-1 formation. And if you're a defensive lineman, if they're inviting you to rush upfield and you get past a 5-yard in the territory or behind the line of scrimmage for St. Aug, they're inviting you upfield. You know it's screen. Retrace your steps if you're the D lineman, which they did. And then the Shaw defense did a great job of running the football, keeping St. Aug behind the sticks.
Some great analysis there by Eric. And one of the keys to the game, one of the defensive keys for head coach Tommy Connors was containing the quarterback. They've done that so far. Here's the punt, and Shaw not going to field it, just going to let it go. Pretty solid field position at their own 36-yard line. So 2 offensive possessions for St. Aug, 2 stops for Shaw. 3:38 to go in the first quarter. It's still 0-0.
Should have blown it dead.
You're watching high school football on CrescentCitySports.com.
He was still moving when they snapped the ball.
Can you still hear him? Yeah, let me know if she's got a report. We can go to her whenever. .338 to go in the first quarter, and Shaw defense comes out strong. They force 2 stops to start the game, and they'll get the ball back.
They have no center.
No center on the field yet for St. Aug.
They also have 12 men on the field, too.
A little sloppy start for the Purple Knight offense. A couple fumbles. A little bit of miscommunication. They're finally ready. And Terrence Byers on to let it go, but another penalty. False start. You think the timing of this game can maybe affect St. Aug's execution on a Saturday morning? Saturday afternoon, I should
I think that's a challenge for both teams, just playing early. It's one thing Shaw historically has done. Prior to them getting their own stadium on their own campus, they were historically a Saturday afternoon playing team at West Jeff. So they have a number of coaches that were used to that. They're able to get their guys right. So not a big adjustment for them or for St. Aug, who's played some Saturday morning or afternoon games as well.
So here's a punt, and a bad one at that. He didn't really field it cleanly. A St. Aug player touched it, and it's going to be downed at the 30-yard line. So 2 pre-snap penalties, and they still do not execute the punt well. It's going to be Shaw football at the 31-yard line.
St. Aug with some protection issues, obviously, that the Shaw staff's seen on film. They're pressuring punts, taking advantage of that. What St. Augustine does with their punt formation, they have a guard tackling end on each side of the snapper, and then a receiver split out wide, a gunner, if you will, split out wide. So only 2 men in the shield, which gives you an opportunity to really pressure and put stress on that 2-man shield, which they've done. They forced a shank punt. As you mentioned, it hit a St. Aug coverage player at the 27, and luckily one of his teammates saw that and came and downed the football, because just because you touch it doesn't mean the play is dead. A Shaw Eagle could have picked the ball up, but that's smart because you'll get a poison call on a poorly punted ball, a block punt that crosses the line of scrimmage. If you're the return team, stay away.
So Shaw takes over at the 29-yard line. Here's a pass and a big play for the Eagles inside the 20-yard line, all the way down to the 11, but there is a flag down. Let's see if this counts.
I think they're going to flag the Eagles for an illegal forward pass. They were running a shallow drag screen, and it looked like it was close.
That's Barnes on the catch. And I believe that is a signal for an illegal forward pass.
Yeah. Hey, tell the caller on the wrap.
So 5 yards back, I believe.
Legal man downfield.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
I think I said illegal forward pass as well.
Go right.
We got it right.
Either way, 5 yards back and now to the 32-yard line. Shaw is ready for their next play. Nickel under center once again. It's going to negate the big play and the big catch by Barnes. They'll try again, and here's a sweep to the right side. Not very much space for the Shaw runner, Rainen McGrew, and McGrew taken down near the line of scrimmage. It's going to be third down.
I'm ready. Here we go. I'm with you. Here we go.
See what Shaw does here.
Go. Rip the hip. Grizzly.
Second down from the 31-yard line.
Sure, because of the penalty on first down, backed it up 5 and repeated first.
The Eagles good field position on their second possession of the game. Now they play a 2nd and 12 from the 30. A little bit of trouble on the snap for Nichols. Gets away, a pass incomplete. Trying to set up another screen for Williams. Way too high. 3rd and 12 for Shaw.
What St. Aug was trying to do there, they did a great job. They show a 2-man shell there, having the corners press receivers, giving them the illusion, hey, it could be cover 2. And then at the snap, they brought one of the safeties down, bailed the corners, showed 2, played 3 deep.
3rd and 15 for Shaw from the 30, and another pre-snap penalty. This one might be on the defense.
Good job by the Shaw staff. They've tried that twice before in the first quarter on offense to get the St. Augustine defensive line to jump. They were successful this time. Move it back to the original line of scrimmage.
So 3rd and about 10 for Shaw. From the 24-yard line, I believe it's 3rd and 6. Nickel in the shotgun once again. A lot of short passes for Shaw. Let's see if they attack the vertical part of the field here as Nickel is changing the play. Here's the snap. Only a 5-man rush for St. Aug, and they'll kill the play again. Timeout.
The play clock ticking down. They got the timeout in right before it hit 0.
So Shaw will have a 3rd down situation as we are winding down. 1:58 to go in the first quarter. You're watching high school football on CrescentCitySports.com. Messing me up, so I'm going to put that over there. Game notes here. Third and 11 for Shaw from their own 30-yard line. Both teams have touched it twice. It's still 0-0 here in the first quarter. Let's see what they do here. Most of Nichols' throw on the day have been at or near the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 11 from the 30 for Shaw. Here's a snap. Nickel rolls out to his left, throws a comeback, and it's incomplete. He was trying to hit Williams, who came back for the ball around the 15-yard line. Incomplete. 4th down for Shaw.
Saw a similar play earlier in the game from Shaw where they sprinted out last series. Exact same play, sprint out to the right. This time they get it to the left. On the deep comeback, fell a little short. Now we'll have a field goal attempt for Shaw.
So it's going to be Dawson Donahue from 43 yards out. We await the snap. Kick is in the air. It's got the leg, but it's just short. Just short. Donahue looked like he had enough leg for it, but right underneath the crossbar. Kind of looked good from here, but it does not go through. So 1:47 to go in the first. It stays Shaw 0, St. Aug 0.
Basketball season is right around the corner.
They'll move the ball back to the 20-yard line. And St. Aug will take over once again. 3rd possession of the game.
Donahue 3 of 4 coming in. Missed there from 43. Had the leg there. Another guy that's been around a while for the Eagles. You want the 3, but with the miss, you do back them up to the 20. They've got to go 80. Shaw's been playing really well on defense today.
So 1st and 10 for the Purple Knights from the 20-yard line. Sampson once again, and here's the run to the right and a big hole for the St. Aug running back all the way to the 29-yard line. This is Albert Quest, 3rd leading rusher on the year for St. Aug. He's got a 1st down.
Another guy, Quest, number 14, junior, running back, 5'6", 155. Been around a while. Had some playing time last year. St. Aug operating out of the pistol.
A little bit of tempo for the Purple Knights here, and a hand up, or no, a fake, and here's a little bit of room for Sampson running to the left, and Sampson draggling some tacklers with them for an 8-yard gain. 2nd down and 2 for St. Aug.
High percentage run formation when St. Augustine is in the pistol formation. On 1st down, you saw them run counter for 10, and on there you had the zone read keep by Sampson.
So 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard gain. And a key to the game for Kenneth Dorsey when he talked to us this week was getting his athletes out in space. So we'll see if they're able to do that this time around. 3rd possession of the game for St. Aug. Here's a snap. Sampson going to throw a deep pass down the sideline. Incomplete. He was trying to hit his wide receiver, Josh White, but the pass is in the turf, and it's going to be 3rd and short.
One of the toughest balls to defend for any defensive back, no matter the skill level, is the underthrown ball. And Shaw did a great job there. Josh Smallwood, one of those sophomores that are starting for the Eagles, 5'11", 160. Great job leveraging the defender.
So 3rd down and a single yard for St. Aug up the middle and very close to the marker. Good effort by the Shaw defense, but I believe they got the 1st down, and there's a signal. A 1st down for Quest.
Almost disaster there again. You saw a shotgun snap that was high. Tremendous job by Sampson going up, getting it, and continuing to play the play.
So Joshua Alexander, number 58 of the Knights, has had a couple of sloppy exchanges, but St. Aug hasn't turned it over yet, and they're driving 1st and 10 from their own 40-yard line.
Shaw defense playing really spirited today, especially for that young crew they have on defense.
Probably the last play of the 1st quarter here. Here's Sampson, and he'll give it, or no, he'll fake it to Quest, keeping himself to the right. St. Aug was ready. Maybe a couple yards on the play. 2nd and 8 for St. Aug from their own 42, and that will conclude the 1st quarter. Mario Jerez here with Eric Held and Kate Adams. We'll be right back for the 2nd quarter. You're watching high school football on CrescentCitySports.com. Okay. Where's she at? Okay, I see her.
You see her?
Yeah. Are we going to go to her? 2nd quarter action. We are underway here in Tad Gormley, 0-0. St. Aug and Shaw. 1st and 10, or 2nd and 8, excuse me, for the Purple Knights from their own 43-yard line. Kendall Sampson in the game has only thrown 2 or 3 passes I've counted. It's been a majority run for the Purple Knights. Senior quarterback in the shotgun. Here's the snap and the play action. Nowhere to go for Sampson, and he's going to be taken down in the backfield. A sack and the 2nd tackle for loss of the game for Logan Higgerson.
Really surprised at how well Shaw has been playing defensively. Really spirited, running to the football, a lot of energy. Really good job up front, mixing things up with their fronts and coverages. Really good job confusing Sampson for St. Aug. Disruptive up front is the Shaw Eagle defensive line. Awesome stuff.
See if we can't go to Kate Adams after this play. 3rd down and 12 for St. Aug. And here's Sampson on the snap. Now going to take off. He's got a big hole. He's at the 40-45 midfield. 1st down and more for St. Aug. All the way down to the 35-yard line. A big game for Kendall Sampson on the scamper. 1st down for St. Aug, excuse me.
Dan's got that. He's got to think before he does this stuff.
St. Aug operating out of the doubles, 2-by-2 formation.
So a big gainer on 3rd and 12 for Kendall Sampson, and now 1st and 10. Fresh set of downs for the Knights at the 35-yard line of Shaw. Sampson, snap is a little high, but he still gets a clean handoff to his running back. And Quest, 6 yards, a good gain to the 29-yard line.
Inside zone there for St. Aug. The previous play ran off the defenders with one receiver to our sideline here. And then a shallow drag, which really cleared things out, and Sampson made a tremendous play with his feet.
So the Purple Knights driving, looking for the first points of the game, 2nd and 5 from the 30 of Shaw. Here's Quest, who's got a lot of action on this drive. First down to the 24, but there is a flag down.
Ran inside zone there. I really thought that Sampson would pull it. Looked like he had the opportunity to pull it. Sometimes the offensive coordinator will tell your quarterback, hey, it's a straight give, don't read it. Sometimes it's a read play, and the offensive coordinator for St. Aug is Reed Sanders. Aug penalized there for a hold.
10:41 to go in the second quarter. We remind you that today's second quarter is brought to you by Rockin' Bowl. Rockin' Bowl with locations in New Orleans and Lafayette. So for the latest live music schedules, visit rockinbowl.com. Thanks to Rockin' Bowl and all our friends. 2nd and 10, St. Aug from the 40-yard line. Kendall Sampson in the shotgun again. Here's the snap. He's got a man on a slant route, and this is Walters breaking a tackle inside the 20. Walters into the end zone. Touchdown, St. Aug. And a 40-yard strike from Kendall Sampson to Jaheim Walters as the Knights have drawn first blood.
One of the keys of the game, you mentioned it before, Mario, for head coach Kenneth Dorsey, is to get his athletes into space, and then one of those things for Coach Connors is to contain the quarterback, which they had a long 3rd and 12 scramble for a long run, and then they've got to make tackles in space and contain the athletes for St. Augustine.
So 6-0, St. Aug, 10:20 to go here in the first quarter. On for the extra points. Byers. Here's a snap. Kick is up, and it is good. 10:20 to go in the first quarter. St. Aug 7, Shaw 0. And with that, we are going to go to break. You're watching a special Saturday edition on Thursday, on Saturday, of the Allstate Sugar Bowl. Sure. I didn't know she was ready.
Yeah, I'll tell her.
That's why I kind of got thrown off there.
Oh, yeah,
I wasn't know if we
and
were
it went
gonna,
fast,
yeah.
too.
I didn't know if we were going to go to her or not. Okay. $10:20 to go. 10:20 to go in the second quarter, 7-0 in favor of St. Aug. We go to Kate Adams for a sideline report. Kate?
Keep their defense off the field. Unfortunately, they were not. The defense had to be on the field for a little bit.
We blocked nobody. Ain't got a penalty.
Shot at getting the win. Back to you.
Thanks, Kate. So Shaw playing spirited to start the game, but St. Aug taking advantage of their athletes just like head coach wanted. 7-0, Purple Knights. Let's see if the Eagles have a response.
Short kickoff there by 51, Vincent Joseph, the 275-pound senior, a rarity that you'll see from the kicking position. But every now and then you'll see a big lineman that is the straight-on toe kicker. Boots one short. Great coverage by St. Augustine. But we had a penalty there on the Eagles. Drops them back to the 12-yard line to start.
So backed up are the Eagles, trailing 7-0. Here's 10:13 to go in the second quarter. Jaheim Walters catches a 40-yard strike from his quarterback Sampson, and that's the difference on the scoreboard right now. And a give up the middle for Shaw, first play on the next possession. This is McGrew on the handoff, and McGrew maybe 3 yards, second down.
Indiana H, left, Indiana H. Good start for the Eagles, gaining 4 on the run. Want to win first down. That's a big key for both sides of the football. Set things up.
So 2nd and 7 and a fullback dive. A little bit of success for Shaw up to the 21-yard line. Going to set up a very manageable 3rd down and 3.
These days you see so many spread formations, almost a trick play formation there, the old standard I formation.
6 new starters on this Shaw defense. They'll run the same play. Fullback dive up to the left, and the pile going to push all the way down to the 29-yard line. Great effort by the Shaw offensive line. Can't see the player under the bodies there. St. Aug coming out with the ball, but the play is ruled dead. 1st and 10 for the Eagles at the 29.
Great surge there by the fullback. Repeated the play from before. I formation, 2-by-1 formation. 2 receivers split out to the Shaw sideline, 1 to the top there to the St. Augustine sideline. I formation. Quick dive by the fullback, wedge it up front. We saw a great surge by moving the pile there by the Shaw Eagle offense.
And big number 34 for Shaw. Don't see him on our roster, but he's got 2 straight carries and a first down for the Eagles there at the 28-yard line. They're taking a timeout, so we will take a quick timeout as well. You're watching a special Saturday edition of the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night football game of the week.
See who that was, injured player for St. Aug, 33.
Let's see. Kevin Gooley, senior linebacker.
Yeah.
First and 10 for Shaw from their own 15-yard line. St. Aug leads 7-0. Jaheim Walters catches a touchdown from Kendall Sampson. The Eagles trying to respond here. Nickel in the shotgun play action, and the pass is complete and a little bit of room for his receiver, but he's swallowed up by the St. Aug defense, and it's going to be 3rd down now for Shaw.
Screen play there by Shaw. Didn't get the lineman out to work on the defenders for St. Augustine and block the alley and create a big play for their receiver.
No shot!
So 2nd and 12 for Shaw behind the sticks at their own 28-yard line. Nickel trying to make something happen. His team trails 7-0. Here's a snap. Nickel in the pocket. Pumps once. Lets go of a throw down the middle. Intercepted. Intercepted by St. Aug, and coming back with it is the defensive back Tillery. Tillery reverses field. There's a flag on the field. And Tillery still not going down, looking for blocks at the 30, 25, still going. Great effort by Tillery, finally going to be taken down by a Shaw offensive lineman. We'll have to check the flag, but right now it's a pick. First turnover of the game for Lucius Tillery.
Tremendous effort there after the interception by Lucius Tillery. It's going to be all for naught. Look like there may be a roughing the passer against St. Augustine. Looked like there may be defensive pass interference, and then there's a 3rd foul because the referee threw his white hat there to mark that there was another flag on the play. He was out of flags, so has to throw his hat. Next thing, I'm going to throw a beanbag, and then you're out of things to throw, maybe a shoe.
So a somewhat sloppy game here in Tad Gormley. St. Aug forces the turnover, but we'll have to check the flag. Eric thinks it's roughing the passer, amongst other things. We'll have to check the flag. 7-0 in favor of St. Aug. It is a home game for the Purple Knights. Great crowd on hand. Pretty good weather, too. Still waiting on the call here. So one's a holding offense. It's going to be declined. Another infraction on the offense, declined. And there's the late hit. Defense, excuse me.
And unfortunately, we have an injured Shaw Eagle on the play. Looks like one of their linemen.
I believe that's big Ethan Dickerson, 76.
6 foot, 285-pound junior.
So we'll see how that affects Shaw's offense.
Go lion hard.
And you mentioned the youth on Shaw's defense. They also have 6 underclassmen on the other side of the football, 7 on their defense.
One thing about that is you talk about youth, you talk about inexperience, you talk about sophomores and freshmen, but it's week 9 now, and they've got a number of snaps in their arsenal already for the season. So you can't make excuses about your youth in week 9 at this point.
So Ethan Dickerson out on the Shaw offensive line. St. Aug brings the house on a blitz, and Nichols' pass is incomplete. Trying to dump it off to his running back, didn't really have much room.
Tailback screen there, had it set up really nice. If it's completed and he cuts back to the Shaw sideline and gets down the numbers, opportunity for a real big play. The Eagles are now going fast on offense.
So 2nd and 10 for Nickel and the Eagles, trailing 7-0 here in the second quarter. Their defense has played pretty well, if you take away that one big touchdown catch by Walters, but their offense going to need a response here. 2nd and 10, here's Nickel, rolling to his right. Delivers a pass down the sideline, had a guy open near the 30-yard line, but it's off the mark. Davis Carl running down the field. There's another flag.
What?
Looks like this flag is going to be against Shaw, and it is. Nice job there by Nickel getting out of the pocket on the scramble drill. The receiver was shallow on the scramble drill. If you're shallow, then you go deep, get vertical, and almost a nice toss and catch there on the scramble drill, which you work on multiple times in the summer and then usually once a week during the course of the season.
Well, they're drawing up some more down the field throws for Nickel, it seems like, and the receivers are getting open on their breaks. But
out of this 3-by-1 formation, really looking for a zone read and throw a bubble to the number 3 receiver.
So here's Nickel. He'll drop back once again and deliver a screen off the mark. Bounces off a helmet, incomplete. The nearest man to the football was Guilds for St. Aug, but luckily for Shaw, it falls to the turf. 3rd and 10.
They tried to come back to the tailback screen, which they were real close to having a big-time explosive play 2 plays prior to that, and this one bounced off of the shoulder pads of the Shaw Eagle intended receiver and almost into the hands of a St. Augustine defender.
Here's another pre-snap penalty. I believe the Purple Knights jumped.
Number of times this year over the course of the 8 weeks of the season coming into this, you see St. Augustine, their defensive front, jumping on the hard count, so you can get it into a more reasonable and manageable down and distance.
Devin Francis in his first year as defensive coordinator for St. Aug. Purple Knights exclusively almost playing a 3-man front. That's how they're lined up here.
West Rigo, Georgia.
3rd down for Shaw. Nickel and company need to reach the St. Aug 49-yard line for a fresh set. Here's a snap. Nickel is under pressure. Now escapes to his left in a little bit of trouble. Lets it go. Not close to the receiver. Down the sideline. Again, he was trying to come back for it. And again, Shaw goes 3 and out.
Mentioned a 3-man front before that. Prior to Coach Kenneth Sampson, who was the defensive coordinator before becoming the interim head coach a few weeks ago, they were predominantly a 4-man front. The last 2 weeks they've been playing a lot of 3-man front, and that has a lot to do with Sampson's background as well as their defensive coordinator.
So on the punt for Shaw is Lewis, and Lewis's punt maybe side-footed it a little. Not going to go very far. It will be down at the 46-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Purple Knights from there.
Unfortunately for Shaw, 18-yard punt. Give the Purple Knights excellent starting field position at their own 46. Mentioned the defensive coordinator for St. Augustine, Devin Francois. Prior to a few weeks ago when Kenneth Dorsey became the interim head coach. Dorsey was the defensive coordinator. Once he was named interim head coach, he turned the reins over to Coach Francois, who was intimately involved in preparation and defensive calls during the game. But now Coach Dorsey can play head coach and turn those play calling duties over to his trusted lieutenant.
So St. Aug has the ball again, and a play action here, rolling out, and incomplete. Third incomplete is Sampson trying to hit his receiver, Walters, who had the touchdown, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, you had the naked play action off of the zone play. You had a flat route from the inside receiver and a deep out from the outside receiver. Great concept, but falling short is the pass attempt.
So 2nd and 10 for St. Aug now from their own 44-yard line. Knights lead, Purple Knights lead 7-0, 7:21 to go here in the second quarter. Sampson has another shotgun snap, and he'll give it to his running back up the middle. Not a lot of space for Doyle. And another third down. Shaw's defensive line really getting in there.
Really impressed with the Eagle defensive line today against St. Augustine, who's had some success throughout the season. You saw him have success running the football against John Curtis a few weeks back at Ullman Stadium at Tulane. You saw him have some success in their earlier games against McDonough 35 and also John F. Kennedy as well, moving the football. Jesuit as well.
They scored 21 points against John Curtis, did Shaw, and here's a pass complete to Doyle, and Doyle's got a lot of space all the way down to the 35-yard line, a big gainer, and another first down for St. Aug.
Big 3rd and 8 conversion there. Move the chains, move the sticks. Prior to that, on 2nd down, St. Aug was running power when their back is lined up 1.5 yards to 2 yards deep. Look for power. We see it again right here.
Yep, and it's Doyle with a little bit of space. He's going to stumble down to the 30-yard line, 5 yards, and another good gain.
Sometimes offensive coordinators, I've been in that position before, we like to outthink ourselves. Sometimes just come back to what worked the previous series. You don't have to stick to your script. Don't abandon your opening 10, 12, 15 play opener script.
Here's a snap, and Sampson, after the play fake, up the middle, taking off close to the first down, gets hit hard at the 26-yard line. We'll see where they mark it. I think he's got a first down.
Contain the quarterback is one of the keys of the game for Coach Tommy Connors for Shaw. You saw Sampson there, very athletic move, made the first defender miss. You make him miss, sometimes those things are going to happen. Then your next group of guys need to really rally to the football and tackle and contain Sampson, which Shaw did.
So a short yardage situation, 3rd and 1, and here's the give to Bailey. Mahmoud Bailey, the leading rusher on the year for St. Aug, down to the 21-yard line. A fresh set of downs for the Purple Knights.
Keep moving the chains by running the football. I think we're going to see a steady diet of inside zone power and quarterback runs here. It's what's been successful. Take a shot here maybe on 1st and 10 with the ball close to being in the red zone.
Sampson already has a touchdown pass on the day to Walters. 1st and 10, and here's the give to Bailey, who makes a cut at the line of scrimmage. And Bailey works hard for a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 for St. Aug.
Bailey making 2 Shaw defenders miss, and then a good job rallying to the football. I'm really pleased. I know Coach Connors is really pleased. So am I, watching this defensive unit for the Eagles play football. A number of young guys, but as I mentioned before, at this point you can't really say they're young anymore with 8 games under their belt.
Valuable reps for next season. Shaw is 2-6 at the moment. They hope to be more competitive at this stage next year. Here's a snap. Sampson looking for the end zone on the fade route. Incomplete. He was trying to hit Kai Matthew, corner of the end zone, but there is a flag.
Tight end trips there, and the number 2 receiver, Matthew, with a deep route there. I really thought that the defender for Shaw leveraged the receiver really well. Looks like they'll call pass interference against Shaw. Looked like good technique from my vantage point by the defensive back for Shaw on Kai Matthew. Matthew, a familiar name in Purple Knight lore. Kai, I believe, is a cousin or nephew of Tyron Matthew, who played for the Purple Knights years ago before going on to fame with LSU and now in the National Football League.
with the Kansas City Chiefs. Here's a snap, and here's Mahmoud Bailey up the middle, makes a couple people miss, still on his feet. Mahmoud Bailey running hard inside the 5-yard line, setting up a 2nd and goal from the 4.
Great vision by Bailey, great cut as well. Put his left foot in the ground, boom, got vertical.
So see what they do here. 2nd and goal for St. Aug from the Shaw 5-yard line. The Purple Knights lead 7-0. But Shaw defensively has played pretty well, making the Purple Knights work for it here in the first half.
Big key here, execute the center quarterback shotgun exchange.
He's in there with Joshua Alexander, who's a 5'11 sophomore. Here's a snap. Mahmoud Bailey up the middle, breaking a tackle, looking for the goal line, not going to get there. He's stacked up at the 2, so a 3rd and goal, pivotal play coming up here in the first half.
Double tight I formation. The Knights run power, come close. Good job by the Eagles defending it. Eagles sub out 2 of their defenders, get 2 big guys in there to match the personnel group for the Knights.
So 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Sampson in there with Doyle as his fullback and Mahmoud as his tailback. Here's the snap, and here's the give to Mahmoud. Up the middle, going to be stacked up. Not going to get there. Taken down at the 3-yard line. Maybe lost a half a yard. 4th and goal and a decision coming up for St. Aug.
Good stand here by Shaw. They're going to have to play another play. I would imagine that St. Augustine is going to keep their offense on the field, not send the kicking unit out there, which has been inconsistent this season. Good job there by the Eagles. They had 2 defensive tackles in A-gaps.
So Kenneth Dorsey going to leave his offense out there.
They may end up taking a timeout because the shot clock, if you will, is ticking below 10.
We have 5 on the play clock. Let's see what they do here. He can still snap it if he wants. 3 second, 2 second, 1 second, and I don't think they got the play off.
There we go. Back 5.
They did not get it off, so they wanted to run a play apparently, but they did not snap it in time.
2 tight, I formation. I'm betting money here that they come out in a different formation now that they're backed up 5 to the 9-yard line. I would expect to see possibly a naked to the field to the St. Augustine bench here, or a concept where we put Matthew in the corner on a corner route.
He mentioned the cousin of Tyron Matthew, famous St. Augustine alum, LSU alum as well. And they are going to stay on the field with their offense, it looks like here. 4th and goal from the 9-yard line for St. Aug.
I'm losing money because here they are in 2 tight I formation.
And a timeout. It looks like Kenneth Dorsey wants to talk things over one more time. 2:21 to go here in the first quarter. 7-0 in favor of St. Aug. You're watching a special Saturday edition of the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday Night Football Game of the Week.
Let Roy go fire. Let Roy and Evan take the tight ends and fire them 2 guys.
Yeah. Yeah. No, St. Aug. St. Aug took it. .221 to go here in the first half. 2:21 left in the second quarter. Brought to you by Rockin' Bowl. And a big play. 4th and goal. St. Aug from the 9-yard line. Kendall Sampson is under center in front of his tailback, Bailey. Here's the snap. Corner of the end zone. Touchdown for St. Aug, or they'll call it incomplete. Incomplete. It looked like August Banks went up and got it, got 2 feet down, but apparently he is separated from the football, and a big stop for Shaw.
Tremendous stop there by Shaw to keep it within a 1-touchdown game here for the Eagles. 2 tight I formation. Throw the fade ball. Great play there by the corner. Persevering. Looked like the receiver would come down with it. Punch through. Rake down on the receiver's left arm. Knocked it loose. Great technique play there by the Shaw Eagles.
Really got to credit Shaw's defense here in the first half. They've been really good after they gave up 34 points to Jesuit last week. Here's a snap and a fullback dive up the middle. We'll see if Coach Connors is aggressive here with 2:08 to go. A 1-yard gain on first down. Fullback is active for Shaw here in the first half. Slowing down the pace a little, 1:50 to go. They play a second down from their own 10-yard line. Nickel under his center, now going to change the play.
They're definitely wasting a little clock here, letting the play clock run down inside of 10 seconds, and also get the game clock down as well.
Shaw will receive to start the second half. Here's a snap and the give up the middle. Not a lot of space for McGrew. McGrew maybe back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10, 1:23 to go on the clock, and it's live. No timeouts being called.
Shaw runs power there. Looks like a no gainer. No timeout called by St. Augustine. Clock ticking. And Shaw will definitely let this clock run down and bleed it some more. And then bleed it again if a timeout's not called before they have to punt on 4th down if they don't convert here on 3rd and 8.
St. Aug can stop the clock one more time here in the first half. Nickel under center. Only 3 seconds to snap it.
Gotta go fast. Gotta go fast on the rugby.
See if they got the playoff. Timeout. Timeout for Shaw. Their second of the first half. So 42 seconds to go. St. Aug trying to maybe get the ball back for their offense.
You want to make sure that you are extra.
As a reminder, the LHSAA.
Looking for the word here, Mario, but not extra cautious. You don't want to be cautious, but extra protective of the football here. Make sure that you maintain possession. Get up slow, bleed the clock, especially if your opponent doesn't call timeout, and stay in bounds and let the clock roll.
So coming into this one, Shaw had 884 passing yards on the year to go with 859 rushing on the year too. Tells you you're balanced, but I think they're going to need a little more out of their passing game in the second half if they're going to win this one. 3rd and 8, Nickel will give it to his running back, and not a lot of space for Dulce. Just want to hang on to the ball here, and he does. Up to the 16-yard line. Clock is live, 30 seconds to go, and I don't think St. Aug is going to stop it. So Shaw will receive to start the second half. And clock is running. The officials are having a conference with the coaches here, but the clock is running with 15 to go.
And I'm wondering if St. Augustine has a timeout to use.
Well, the Shaw players are walking towards the locker room. And that's going to end the first half. So Shaw hanging tough with St. Aug here at Tad Gormley Stadium. We have played 2 quarters. St. Aug 7, Shaw 0. We'll throw it to our special halftime package. One of the areas the LHSAA manages on a regular basis is officiating. Earlier this week, Kate Adams had the opportunity to visit with Assistant Executive Director Lee Sanders. Good job, man.
Welcome to the LHSAA Allstate Sugar Bowl Saturday day game of the week. This is our halftime presentation. Here with me, I have Assistant Executive Director Karen Hoyt. Karen is in charge of volleyball. It is one of our first fall state championships coming up. So I understand there is a food drive coming up for volleyball. Tell me a little bit about that.
There is. We're very excited for our 3rd annual Spike Out Hunger food can drive. We partner with the Louisiana Volleyball Coaches Association and the Second Harvest Food Bank to collect canned goods at the Punch Train Center. There are lots of collection bins throughout the facility, and we just ask that everyone participate. It's for a great cause.
So basically everyone coming to the volleyball championship event, they can bring as many canned goods as they'd like, and that's where they send them to get donated, correct?
Absolutely. And our teams pack in boxes of them, and we're asking all the participants and our fans, coaches, and everyone in attendance to participate this year.
Well, the volleyball regular season is wrapping up. We're actually going to be posting brackets here soon on November 4th, but something exciting this year. Talk about the release of the brackets this year.
Yes, so actually for the first time this year, we will be releasing our brackets via our new LHSAA app. So that's where you will need to go to see the bracket. It will probably be posted an hour to 2 hours prior to being posted on our online site.
Well, you guys heard it right there. Go to the LHSAA Live app to get the early release of the volleyball brackets. That's on November 4th, and then later on that day, they will also be posted on the LHSAA website. Thank you so much, Karen.
Thank you.
All right, I am going to now bring in Adam McDowell. He's our Assistant Executive Director, and he is in charge of cross country. That will be the next state championship that comes up right after volleyball. Adam, tell me some important dates and reminders and things as far as cross country is concerned.
Yeah, we have registration right around the corner here. There was email reminders sent out on Tuesday of this week reminding you to make sure that your athletes are registered and submitted through the LHSAA member site, and then also to register your team and individuals through athletic.net. If you have not registered through athletic.net, go ahead and do that. If you are not registered as a coach for athletic.net, it's about a 24-hour turnaround from athletic.net to get you signed up as the coach for that school team. So make sure you're looking at the LHSAA website, cross country, for all your information in regards to our state championship.
Well, this year also we will be streaming cross country live on the LHSAA Live app for the first time ever, so that's really exciting. But just talk about the date and the location of the cross country championships.
Our state cross country championships are in Natchitoches, Louisiana on NSU's campus. It'll be Monday, November 18th for 2A through C, and then Tuesday, November 19th for 3A, 4A, and 5A.
Anything else we need to know about cross country while I got you here?
It's going to be awesome, and the weather's probably going to be rough again, so we're looking forward to it.
Thank you so much, Adam. All right, at this time, I'm going to now bring in our new Assistant Executive Director, Michael Federico. He is in charge of swimming, and that is going to be the state championship that we will have that's going to come right after cross country. Michael, I know that you are new to this, but let's talk about the dates and the location of swimming and what you're most excited about.
Well, we have our event coming up. It's going to be November 20th through 23rd in Sulphur, Louisiana, and we're very excited about the championship event coming up. Teams, remember that you're going through your regionals right now. We need to have all your submissions and team entries in by Tuesday, November 12th, along with your entry fees, and looking forward to a good event.
Any other important information that the swimmers need to know, or swim teams?
Nothing other than we need to get your entries in on time in order to make sure that we have all our packets and information ready for y'all for those first day of the events on November 20th.
We did just walk the facilities for swimming just the other day. It is a great facility, and swimming will also be streamed live this year on the LHSAA Live app. Again, thank you so much, Michael, for taking the time.
Thank you.
All right, I am going to bring in Karen Hoyt again. We are going to talk a little bit about Spirit. Karen and I are actually going to tag team Spirit this year. We're very excited about it. It is at the Pontchartrain Center in Kenner. Big thing for Spirit is we've got to get some more teams registered. Talk about the registration date and what they need to do to get registered.
Our registration is online, and the registration deadline is November 4th. And we just ask that everyone go to the website and get registered. We're very excited. We're very excited to have you, Kate, on board with us for Spirit. And it is the Saturday after Thanksgiving, so it's a pretty busy weekend. So we look forward to seeing everyone there.
And another really big thing about Spirit is you can get your bid to nationals for this. So this is a great opportunity for you and your team. If you haven't yet been able to get a bid for nationals, this is your time to do it here at the Spirit Championship. So thank you so much, Karen, again.
All right, we're looking forward to it.
And great outfit of choice, by the way, I must say.
Yes, thank you.
At this time now, I'm also going to bring in Eric Held. He is our director of the Louisiana High School Coaches Association. But I want you to talk a little bit about football. We've got the football state championships coming up. So if you could tell me a little bit about just some important reminders and things we need to know as far as football is concerned.
Sure, Kate. On November 8th, that's the last Friday of the regular season for football. At the conclusion of their game, all teams, especially if they were the district champion, need to report that in to Kathy Smith at the LHSAA so that she has that ready to go with the district champions and can get the brackets ready and working towards the power ratings, of course. On Saturday, November 9th, there is one game in the New Orleans area, so on conclusion of that game, those two teams need to get their results in. And any disputes for power ratings on Sunday, November 10th from 12 a.m., that's right, 12 a.m. midnight to 8 a.m. Again, Kathy Smith is the contact person if there's any dispute so that the power ratings are correct. And then, of course, we'll have our preparing show on Sunday afternoon. You can tell them what time that is, Kate.
That's going to be at 11 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. on Sunday, November 10th, and you can watch that on CST. So we're very excited about all the fall sports we have coming up. Any other things you'd like to say on behalf of football?
Sure. Also, the non-select championship games will be on Friday, December 13th, Saturday, December 14th in the Superdome. On Friday, the games are at 3:30 and 7, and that's the 2A game at 3A, the 3A game at 7. And then on Saturday, 1A will be at 12 noon, 4A will be at 3:30, and the 5A game will be at 7. And of course, the select championships will be on Friday, December 6th, or Saturday, December 7th, and that's to be determined, of course.
That's right. Those dates and times and locations are also all to be determined for those select school football championships. But we are so excited for every single one of our fall championships. Thank you so much to all the assistant executive directors and directors who have taken the time to spend time and create this wonderful halftime show with me. Remember, if you ever need any information, just go to LHSAA.org or the LHSAA Live app, and you can find all the information you need there. Thanks.
You don't have the guy's number. Is he over there? He's not there. She's probably trying to call you. Whenever he's up here, we'll just try to go to her. Where did he go? Maybe he's in the bathroom. I like being by the high school coaches. It's cool. See them strategize. Okay, I'll let you tell the people about Courtney Thornton, Jalen Cruz. Big day for them. I don't know. He's not over here. Yeah. Yeah, he said he was going. I don't know. He said, I don't know. Should have got his number. We're going to try to go to Kate if we can. Okay, let's do it. Wait for Kate's signal, we'll go. He's ready whenever. Just give her a signal. Yeah. 7-0, St. Aug leads Shaw. We go to Kate Adams, who's with Eagles head coach Tommy Connors. Kate?
Coach Connors, your defense done a really incredible job so far in the first half, but what do you need to continue to see from your defense?
All right, limit big plays. Their scoring drive had 2 explosive plays. So if we can keep that in a bottle and keep it tight, and then on offense, both teams are getting hurt by penalties. So I think on offense, if we clean our game up, we'll start inching our way there. An explosive play wouldn't hurt. But on defense, just keep making them earn everything they get.
And the message to the team at the half?
be confident, stay confident. Stay confident, you know. Give us a reason to jump on them. Momentum's real. You know, get some momentum.
Thanks so much, Coach, and good luck.
Thank you.
Guys.
Thank you, Kate. That's Kate Adams with head coach Tommy Connors, and he mentioned it right there, Eric. Shaw's defense kind of hanging tough, only 7 points given up in the first half. They gave up 34 to Jesuit last week.
Yeah, if you're Tommy Connors, you got to really be proud of your defense. Continue to play hard is the message. Just one really big play, and it's where Sampson made a play with his feet and scrambled on 3rd and 12. Got a big gainer there on that St. Aug touchdown drive. One thing the Eagle defense has to do is make the Knights punt. They have trouble with their protection, trouble with lining up. They had too many men on the field one time, and they were trying to run them off. Offensively, Shaw lost their right guard, it looked like. They'll have to replace him with a freshman. Hopefully they'll be able to get Ethan Dickerson back. Hopefully he's okay, but you're going to have to be creative on offense. Maybe go to your trick bag arsenal. Be patient with your run. Your sprint out smash and your comeback concepts look good. You just got to complete them. They protected them fairly well. Use your screen game, and then if you're St. Aug, I think they're going to go back to what's worked for them in the past weeks, which is more designed quarterback runs. Take some deep shots as well. Challenge the Shaw secondary. Some bubble screens, put athletes in space, and don't get impatient. And really clean the issues up that you've had with your penalties, with your fumbles, and your quarterback center exchange, and then dominate up front with your defensive line against the young Shaw offensive front.
One of the big plays Eric mentioned there was the lone touchdown in the game. Kendall Sampson found Jaheim Walters a 40-yard strike. As Eric said, lots of yards after the catch. One of the keys to the game for St. Aug was getting their athletes in space, and they did that on that play. So that's made the difference so far, 7-0 in this one. And Shaw will receive. Got to feel pretty good, down 7-0, and you're getting the ball.
You feel good. You down 7-0, and St. Aug had the ball, took that shot. They had the ball at the 4, and then a penalty knocked them back to the 9. They took a shot, balls jarred loose, and if you're Shaw, great stop there. Build off of that defensive momentum. Should get a short kickoff here from the St. Aug kicker.
We are ready to go in the second half, and it's actually a pretty deep kick. And Shaw's going to return it from the 10-yard line. Looking for space is the returner. This is Isaiah Barnes, and Barnes is up to the 26-yard line. First down, Shaw trying to tie the game on their first possession of the second half.
16-yard return by Barnes. Good job there, getting it across the 20, out to the 26. It's basically an inside zone play when you're running on your kickoff return with your wedge in the back. Press it, stay patient, and then when you see daylight, put your foot in the ground, make your cut, and then get downhill. Good job.
So Shaw has the first possession of the second half. Eagles trail 7-0 here at St. Aug. Nickel under center. First play. They'll run it up the middle. Not a lot of space for his tailback. Stacked up immediately at the line of scrimmage. I don't think he got a single yard. Second down.
Yeah, in fact, he lost one. Mario, they ran power out of the I formation. St. Aug in their 3-man down front look there. Looked like they were in a 3-3 stack look and really crept their backers closer, challenging Shaw to run on their front.
So nickel in the shotgun now. Here's a snap. St. Aug rush is coming. He gets a pass off, and it's incomplete. It looked like Michael Williams would have had a little bit of space, but he can't corral it. 3rd and long.
They've tried some screen passes, 2 tailback screens on the same drive. That quarterback couldn't find his tailback, and then there we had the misfire really on the drop on the screen, and that's something that they've got to do, really go to their screen game, lean on that. Probably see a sprint out here, that's my guess.
Looked like a good play call there, just couldn't execute it. See what they do here, 3rd and 11. Nickel pointing out the blitz. Puts a man in motion to the left. Here's a snap. Nickel, 6-man rush for St. Aug. He throws it down the sideline, incomplete. And there's a flag. Michael Williams got hit at the last second. Didn't look like it affected the play, but this looks like a defensive blunder against Edward Gilds.
Really an unnecessary play there by Edward Gilds, a corner for St. Augustine, hitting the Shaw receiver out of bounds after the ball was thrown to the track. Completely no chance for Shaw to complete that.
Late hit. I saw a similar play in the LSU game last week. I remember Tyron David Price, the freshman running back, did something very similar, and it negated a big play for LSU.
And that extends the drive for Shaw. Not a smart play there by extends the drive for Shaw. 3-by-1 formation, motion them across the 2-by-2, and they try to post rail concept there on third.
So stop, but the penalty extends the drive. Here's Nickel running to his right. He's got a good gain on first down. And see where they mark him out. Give him back down.
There's your sprint out with a comeback by your outside receiver concept there. And Shaw has the H-back and the tailback in protection.
So 2nd and 7 for Shaw. And not a lot of space for the running back, running right in to the teeth of the St. Aug defense. Minimal gain, going to set up a 3rd and 6.
Looked like power for Shaw, and one simple rule for power: A gap to butt. Do not cut back power. It looked like he cut it back. When you cut it back, you're cutting it back where you're blocking the defensive front.
Right into the teeth. See what they do here. 3rd and versus sides, and almost completes a screen pass to his receiver. Again, lots of room to run there, but incomplete, 4th down.
Good call there by Shaw. Showed sprint out here to the left with the sprint out smash concept and throw it back on the screen. Ineligible receiver downfield. The ball was thrown across the line of scrimmage to the receiver. That'll be declined. It'll be 4th down. Shaw hurry up and go tempo on their rugby punt here.
So Shaw can't take advantage of the personal foul. They had a drive extended and got all the way up out midfield, but the drive stalls now, and it's going to be 4th down and 6. Punter lined it up pretty close to the line of scrimmage. Now we'll retreat. And we're ready for Finn Lewis to the left, and I don't think he got there. Moving around, maneuvering before the snap. He ends up taking off to his left, but up 4. He needed 6. St. Aug will take over. Shaw player injured. So a big stop for St. Aug. They'll take over 1st and 10, 10:22 to go here in the 3rd quarter. St. Aug leads 7-0.
Yeah, Mario, that's something that the Shaw staff liked there in their film study, just by pre-snap alignment with their punt formation, believing that they could line up and get a numbers advantage with their fake, something that looked good against your scout punt rush team as well. Come up a little short there, just 2 yards, and they felt like they could get it, and it's a well-designed play that just didn't go well. You can say, hey, let's not punt it, let's pin them, but also, hey, let's be aggressive and continue to play hard. And we believe in the defense, and we got confidence in you because you've been keeping St. Augustine out of the end zone except for one drive that was helped by 2 big plays. You've been limited big plays. Hey, let's continue to do that on defense. Hey, we've got confidence in you. That's the message to his team.
I'm with you. I like the call. Unfortunately, 2 yards short of the 1st down. So the Purple Knights take over on the plus side of the field. 1st and 10 from the 48. And here's a run up the middle. First play of the 2nd half for the St. Aug offense. A run up the middle with Doyle. Give him about 3, 2nd down. 2nd and 7. While we have a moment, we remind you that the 3rd quarter of today's game is being presented by Riverlands Insurance, meeting all your insurance needs, and a proud recipient of the Top Insurance Workplace Award from Insurance Business America. Thank you to our friends at Riverlands Insurance, our 3rd quarter sponsor. 2nd and 7 for St. Aug, trying to extend their lead. Here's the snap. And a pass to the left, incomplete. He was trying to hit Walters, who has a touchdown on the day. Incomplete.
You want to eliminate negative plays on offense, and one of those things is a drop. That's a negative play for you. Center quarterback exchange issues, fumbles, penalties, negative yardage plays. and drops. Those are negative plays for you.
So Shaw's defense trying to make a stand after St. Aug had good field position to start. 3rd and 7 for the Purple Knights from the 44-yard line of Shaw. Sampson is in the shotgun. Takes the snap, and he'll hand it off to Doyle. Doyle's got a seam up the middle. First and more, trucks a Shaw defender and stumbles all the way down to the 28-yard line. A big gainer, 16 yards. First down for St. Augustine.
Inside zone there. I really thought they were going to run a zone read play. Shaw had a walk-up player on the side that if Sampson pulled it on the inside zone and kept it, he would have been tackled. So right read there by Sampson.
So good execution. This is a false start on the running back. Doyle got a little bit too excited to get the ball there 5 yards back after the big 16-yard gain.
Again, a negative play for the St. Augustine offense, a penalty, shooting yourself in the foot, backing you up behind the chains.
Doyle, Justin Doyle, the sophomore running back, second leading rusher on St. Aug's team coming into this one, 52 carries, 282 yards, just behind Mahmoud Bailey. He stays in the game here for 1st and 15.
Doyle, a nice thick back, 5'11", 205, sophomore.
And he gets it up the middle and is going to be taken down. A good tackle by the Shaw defender, taken down at the 35-yard line. Loss of a good amount. And once again, on the tackle, it's going to be 59 for the Eagles. That's Roy Pate.
Nice penetration there by Pate on the inside zone play. I think you're going to see a pass off inside zone action coming up here.
2nd and 15 for St. Aug from the 36 of Shaw. Purple Knights trying to pad their lead. And here's Sampson in the pocket, going to be taken down for a sack. The Shaw defense stepping up with their backs against the wall on their own side of the field. And the second sack of the game for Logan Higgerson.
Great pressure there by the Shaw Eagle defensive front. We went 3-by-1 for St. Aug on offense, and it was 6-man protection, good pressure. I thought they'd run play action so that they could get their linebackers more playing the run and then run a dragger across behind the backers.
So the Purple Knights need the Shaw 29-yard line on 3rd and 10 here. Not a great situation for Kendall Sampson, who puts a receiver in motion to the left. Only 2 seconds to snap this thing. He finally gets it off. 4-man rush for Shaw. Sampson looking for space. Now going to take off, and Shaw ready for it. Going to take him down at the 37-yard line. A good job. Good pursuit by the Shaw defensive line there. 4th down and another stop for the Eagles.
Great pursuit there. Tackled him for a 2-yard gain. Anytime you can limit Sampson when he gets out in open space to limit the fleet-footed junior quarterback for the Knights to a 2-yard gain, that is tremendous. Here, if you're St. Augustine on 4th and 18, you got to, of course, you can go for it, come up with your best 4th and extra long play here, or try and get them to jump on a punt formation so you can move it closer and then get it to 4th and 13 and go for it. Or you can just line up and punt it and pin Shaw inside their 20 and challenge their offense to drive the entire length of the field.
See what they do here. 4th down for St. Aug. So both teams trade 3 and outs to open the second half here. And Purple Knight offense still on the field.
You can also quick kick it as well, and that's what we're going to see.
And now he retreats back, and there's the pooch punt. Going to bounce one time and killed at the 24-yard line. So not horrible field position for Shaw. And once again, the Eagles hanging tough right there. St. Aug started the possession on their side of the field. We do have a flag down here.
Oh,
and a late hit. Do not need that if you're Shaw. Possession stays with St. Aug, apparently. So the personal foul is an automatic 1st down, and it's going to stay with the Purple Knights here. Wow. Got to look at the replay here.
My guess is that they hit the kicker on the quick kick. That's my guess. Could be wrong. Coach Connors is arguing.
So the Shaw defense got another stop, but again, a penalty. Going to extend the drive for the Purple Knights.
Coach Connors wants to talk to the white hat on this, get a good explanation. It was a quick kick.
So they're trying to sort it out here. 7-0 in favor of St. Aug. Both teams trade 3 and outs to start the second half, but a late hit against Shaw's special teams going to extend the Purple Knight drive, and Coach Connor's trying to get an explanation here.
No, it's got to be 10.
They get the players out of there.
Trying to get an explanation from the white hat here.
Bullshit.
This is a big call. This could be a big call here early in the second half. While we have a moment, we remind you that the third quarter of today's game is brought to you by Riverlands Insurance. Riverlands, meeting all your insurance needs, and a proud recipient of the Top Insurance Workplace Award for 2019 from Insurance Business of America. Thank you to our friends at Riverlands Insurance. LHSAA Game of the Week here at Tad Gormley Stadium. Mario Jerez on hand with Eric Held, Kate Adams. St. Aug leading 7-0. The Eagles trying to hang tough, but a penalty is going to extend the current Purple Knight drive. They're going to play a 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line. That's what we have after they sorted everything out.
That's a terrible call.
And that hurts if you're the Eagles.
I like the restraint of the white hat there, not throwing a flag on Coach Connors being out there arguing, look professional from up here. Good restraint there by the officials.
So Sampson on 1st and 10 hands to Doyle. Doyle breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, running hard all the way to the 19-yard line, give him 3 yards. 2nd down. We'll see if the Shaw defense starts to get worn down in the second half here. Been on the field a lot.
They have been on the field, Mario. Nice play by St. Augustine with the same side counter tray.
So it's been Doyle here the majority of the third quarter, and they'll play action to him. Now rolling to his right. Sampson going to be sacked. Another big play by the Shaw defense, and another sack for Roy Pate.
Roy Pate, the 6', 200-pound senior, been a thorn in the side of the Purple Knights. Playing his rear end off today. Great job there defending the naked. And Sampson's a threat not only to throw on the naked, but especially make a play with his feet and get out of the pocket and find a seam, put his foot in the ground, get downhill. We've seen that a whole bunch from St. Aug this year from Sampson.
So 3rd and 8 for the Purple Knights from their own 22-yard line. Here's a snap. Sampson, throw across the middle is complete. Walters again. And Walters has another big play for the Purple Knights all the way up to the 11-yard line. A gain of 12 on 3rd and 8. And another 1st down for the Purple Knights.
Huge conversion, throw and catch there.
They'll hurry it up on a tempo. 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. A fake to Mahmood. Sampson keeps himself. Jukes a man, jukes another. And is down to the 5-yard line. A good gain. It was 2nd and 10 from the 11. Now it's going to be 2nd and 4. They can still get a 1st down without a touchdown.
Zone read there for the Knights. Sampson reading it at the mesh point with the back, pulling it. Great decision to pull it. Makes 2 people miss.
Here's a snap. Mahmood to the left, hit immediately and dropped. The Shaw defensive line is winning the battle on the line of scrimmage right now. Tackle for loss for Jason Bush. 3rd down.
Can't say it enough how impressed I am with the Shaw defense.
Playing great.
They're playing really great. They've limited what St. Aug can do with the exception of a few big plays here or there, and they've been backed up in the shadow of their post and playing really well.
So 3rd and goal, Purple Knights after the negative play. They have it at the 10-yard line. Kendall Sampson checking with his head coach. Lined up next to his leading rusher, Mahmood. Now motions him to his right hip. Big play here with 4:28 to go in the third quarter. Sampson takes the snap, fakes to Mahmood. Rolling to his left, escapes a defender, jukes a second one, looking for the goal line, not going to get there. Forced out at the 6, so the Shaw defense does its job, 4th and goal.
Naked keep there again, not surprised. Really thought they would run that on the drive where they came up scoreless, where at the end of the second quarter, they threw the fade ball out of the 2 tight I formation, single receiver. I really thought they would do what they're calling now, get Sampson out there on the fake, on the naked, send the line one way, sell the zone, get him out to the 2 receiver side. Interesting call here coming up.
So they'll go for it, 4th down, and rolling to the right. Sanson escapes the sack, throws incomplete. He was trying to hit Keasley on the crossing route, could not get it to him. Good coverage by Shaw, and a defensive back was in the area. Another big stop for the Eagles.
Formation to the boundary, the short side of the field for the Knights. Make it away from that, drag the receiver across to the big space there in the end zone. Came up just short as it hit the hand of the outstretched St. Augustine receiver. Shaw, the second time they've stopped a Purple Knight drive inside their 10. Tremendous job by the Eagle defense today.
Gotta love the resolve from Shaw. And one of the keys to the game was keeping the defense off the field. Ironic that defense has been on the field the majority of the game, but Shaw very much alive, trailing by 7 with 4:11 to go in the 3rd quarter. Here's Nickel off of play action, rolling to his left, looking for receivers, and there's a flag. Throw down the sideline, incomplete. He just wants to get it out of play, but a flag down in the area of holding.
And if it's holding in the end zone, it is a safety, and hopefully that is not the call for the Eagles.
They're going to confer.
You had a play action pass, and the concept was you had a whip route where you ran 5 yards in and then whip, plant your foot, whip back out horizontally, and then send your other receiver on a corner, and hopefully it's not a penalty in the end zone.
That's what they're trying to figure out. As Eric said, this would be 2 points for St. Aug. If it is, it looks like they're just going to walk it back, and they're going to spot it at just outside the 1 yard line. Still dangerous territory for the Eagles, but they avoid the safety. See what Tommy Connors draws up here. Got to keep it a 1-score game. Cannot take the safety. So 1st and 10 are officially from the 2.
Not opposed to taking a shot here to the receiver.
And here's the fullback dive. And not much breathing room at all. Maybe back to the line of scrimmage. They'll mark him down at the 2, so no gain. 2nd down.
Here we go. Go left. Indiana split.
A lot of times you'll see backed up, especially if you're in the gun, taking a shot with your receiver. Great release, stacking the defender and letting them go get it.
See what they do here. 2nd and 10. Nickel under center, now changing his protection. Here's the snap. They'll fake it to Dulce, and now Nickel rolling to his right, throwing down the sideline, incomplete. 2 purple jerseys in the area. I did not see an Eagle. 3rd and 14, very dangerous territory for Shaw from their own 2 yard line.
Not yet. Get him in the box. 3rd down.
Okay, I got you. Here we go.
Shaw's got to find some way to get some breathing room. If they're unable to move it here, then your punt team is backed up. You've got to put your punter in front of the end line, catch it, 1-step punt. Hopefully they can get some breathing room here, help themselves out.
So a holding penalty forces Shaw back near their own goal line. 3rd and 14 from the 2. Here's the snap. Nickel gives to his tailback, Dulce. Dulce maybe a 2 or 3, but as you said, Eric, at least a little bit of breathing room. So they'll punt from their own end zone.
And now you have the ball out close to the 5 yard line, gives your punter some breathing room where he doesn't have to take a step up from the end line. Of course, if the ball snapped, your punter catches it with his foot on the end line, it's a safety. Shaw is in a short depth with their punt formation from their punter.
Dorian Lewis about 7 yards deep in his own end zone. He's got a full play clock here.
That penalty is against the Eagles. It will remain.
So after the penalty, had to put it at the 1 yard line.
Looked like they had 12 men on the field. The man who ran off the field looked like he was close to the formation.
I believe that's Quest back to return for St. Aug. Here's the snap. Lewis does not get it away. It's blocked. Blocked in the end zone, and a touchdown for St. Aug. Touchdown for the Purple Knights. It looked like number 30 for St. Aug. That's Jabaz Parikh breaking through, and a touchdown for the Purple Knights. Nightmare scenario for Shaw.
Recovered by
Yeah, Mario, they missed stop defensively, and then they went backwards there on their 3 plays, and then they were penalized with 12 men on the field, and then it backed them up even further. Poor protection, of course, leads to a touchdown for the Purple Knights.
So the St. Aug special teams coming up big. Block punt results in another 6. And Byers is on for the extra point. Byers' kick is up. Just enough leg, but right underneath the crossbar. No good. So 2:35 to go in the third quarter. St. Aug has grown their lead. They have an advantage of 13-0 over the Eagles of Shaw. Mario Jerez on hand with Eric Held and Kate Adams. We will take a break. This is a special edition of the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, a presentation of Crescent City Sports. Do you have any idea who fell on the ball there? All good. They come back whenever.
No, what?
A blocked punt for the Purple Knights makes it 13-0 in favor of St. Aug, and Shaw now running out of time. 2:35 to go in the third quarter. A 2-score game now. It's going to be feedback and a good return for Shaw. They're going to have solid field position, no flags, and it's up to the yard line of the Eagles, 1st and 10. From there, now Tyler Nickel and company in a 2-score hole.
Yeah, if you're Coach Tommy Connors there for Shaw, what you tell your guys after that unfortunate punt block for a touchdown, back and change that. That's in the past. Hey, we've got 14 minutes and change to do something here. St. Aug's going to kick it to us. It's probably going to be short. Make use of the field position advantage you're going to get here with starting at the -40. They've got to put some things together, hit some screens, be patient with your run game. You've still got time.
Hey, I don't know how much Hawk we got.
Maybe go to your trick play vault as well.
Looks like the Purple Knights jumped here.
And also go with the hard count so you can get them. The Purple Knights on defense are averaging close to 2 offsides on their defensive front with reacting to a hard.
After the special teams touchdown by the Purple Knights, Nickel takes the shotgun snap and gives to his running back. A little bit of space for the Shaw runner, and Clint Langford is in St. Aug territory or close to it. 1st down, 50.
Yeah, be patient with your run game, as I said. It's 2nd and short.
Was wide, incomplete, 2nd down. Okay, I'm now seeing the chains that are contradicting the scoreboard here in Tad Gormley. But the chains say 2nd and 1. 2nd and 1 from the 49. For St. Aug, we await the snap. Nickel in shotgun again. He'll get to his tailback, Dulce, and Dulce with the seam up the middle fumble. Ball is on the turf at the 49-yard line. It looked like Dulce fell right back on top of it. So Shaw dodges a bullet, and they have a 1st down on St. Aug's side of the field.
Nice run play there by Shaw. 1st down. Just going to continue to say it, even though you're down 13. Stay patient with your run game. Good things happening. I formation here.
They are moving down the field. They're in St. Aug territory, and tripped. Did the quarterback there, Nickel? He was trying to hand it off to, didn't get it clean. Maybe an O-lineman stepped on his cleat there. Going to bring up a 2nd down and about 12. Execution very important here.
Unfortunate there, tripping on the foot of what looked like a pulling backside guard.
So Nickel in the shotgun, now rolling out to his left, looking for a man, throws down the sideline, and it's intercepted. 2nd pick of the game for the Purple Knight defense, and Lucius Tillery is up to the 50-yard line, and that might just be the last mistake Shaw could afford to make. St. Aug takes over. Shaw side of the field, up 13-0.
Similar concept with your sprint out. You have your H-back in, your tailback in protection. Your number 1 receiver runs a deep comeback. Your number 2 runs the whip route underneath, so you have a comeback flat concept. And the defenders for St. Augustine, they've been working on that concept as well as the sprint out smash as well all week. If it's underthrown, you're going to jump it. Good read, good break by the St. Augustine corner.
So Tillery has the big defensive play, setting up his team near the 50-yard line after the run on first down to Quest. It's going to be a 2nd and 9 for St. Aug. If you're the Purple Knights, you definitely just want to control field position here for the rest of the game.
Chew some clock as well. Run your zone. Run your quarterback as well. Stay in bounds. Run clock. Protect the football.
2nd and 12 for St. Aug, and the pass is incomplete, maybe behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to blow it dead. He was looking for Whites on the now route. Incomplete, 3rd down and 11.
Yeah, the now screen, the St. Aug dropped on the play. Really big for Shaw because the clock stops. And now you've got an opportunity to make a big 3rd down stop. St. Aug's been huge on 3rd and long situations, extending their drives here. Let's see what they come up with here. I like what St. Aug does with their running backs with Bailey, Quest, and Doyle.
3-headed monster for the Purple Knights. 3rd and 11. Here's the snap, and Sampson clean pocket pass. Incomplete at the 35-yard line. Was looking for Walters, his leading receiver on the game. Little low, incomplete, 4th down. So the Shaw defense not going away yet.
Not going away. Huge stop on 3rd and 8. And if I'm St. Augustine, I'm going to pin Shaw deep. I'm going to punt it, pin him, protect here.
You gotta, excuse me, but you gotta try to field this if you're Shaw, right? You do not want to let this roll.
No. Also, Shaw has a man deep here, thinking of that they're going to quick kick, which they are.
So, Jerron Marks in the game to kick it away for St. Aug, and a timeout. See who called this. It's like Shaw. Their first charge timeout of the 2nd half. There's only 22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter, which is brought to you by Riverlands Insurance. And we are going to take a break. This is a special Saturday edition of the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, a presentation of Crescent City Sports. Yeah, is she ready? Okay, as long as she's ready. 22 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. St. Aug going to punt it away. We're going to hear from Kate Adams after this play. So the Purple Knights lead 13-0, trying to hold on to that lead, but the ball will go back over to Shaw. Here's a fake and a pass over the middle complete. This is going to be a 1st and more for the Purple Knights, and streaking down the sideline is Taiwan Berryhill. And Berryhill all the way to the 12-yard line. A gain of 37 on the fake punt. 1st down. And if we got a moment, we're going to... Great call. A great offensive call. We're going to go to Kate Adams on the sideline. Kate?
Hey guys, well, I was on St. Aug's huddle with their defense. Basically, their defensive coordinator telling his Purple Knights, have fun with it, stay in the game. We're only up by 13, so you need to continue to stay in the game because we want to get as many points on the board as we can, so let's help our offense out. Guys?
Thank you, Kate, and a great call. We'll set him up 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Here's a handoff off the middle, a big play all the way down to the 4-yard line goes Justin Doyle, and the big man sets his team up 1st and goal from the 3.
Justin Doyle on inside zone, pressing the inside foot of the left guard, pressing it, reading the linebacker, and the linebacker to the next level, put a left foot in the ground, cut back, and then got vertical downhill. Great job. As I mentioned, I really like the 3-headed monster of Doyle, Bailey, and Quest at the running back position, keeping those guys fresh and wearing out opposing defenses.
So St. Aug gets a punt block for a touchdown. Then they get an interception from junior Lucius Tillery. They're knocking on the door. That will end the third quarter. We'll be right back for the fourth quarter. You are watching a special Saturday edition of the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday Night Football Game of the Week. Good job, crew. You want to give some you want to give some love to the royalty here when we come back? All right.
Thank you.
Okay. 13-0 in favor of St. Aug, and a big play for the Purple Knights in the third quarter. Their special team stepping up as well as their defense.
Great job on the call coming out of the timeout. Coach Sampson dialing up the fake punt, something they've worked on all season. Snap it to the up back and hit it on the dump pass for the big gainer and extend the drive.
And it's going to be first and goal for St. Aug. First play of the fourth quarter, trying to push towards the goal line. Stacked up, second and goal. This is big because a field goal keeps it a two-score game, but a touchdown would make it 3 possessions.
And I think this is 4-down territory for the Knights, knowing if they put it in, they can.
So Sampson in the shotgun next to his running back, Doyle. Here's the snap, and here's Doyle up the middle, nowhere to go. Immediately 3 Eagles in his face, lose a yard. It's going to be third and goal from the 4.
2 inside zone calls in a row. First down, successful play, getting it inside the 5. That one, the Shaw Eagle front. Attacking, cornering St. Augustine, getting a good frontline defensive push. Look for maybe a naked by Sampson or zone read keep.
Here's the snap, and they do run the zone read. Doyle gets the handoff, and he's short. Ball's out. Ball is out. It's a fumble, and Shaw's got it. The Eagles think they have it, and they do. Possession for the visitors at the 9-yard line, and just when you thought Shaw was out of it, they have another crack at it. First down from the 9.
I sound like a broken record, but the Shaw defense has been, I can't come up with another adjective to describe how impressive they are. Let's just say impressive. That says it enough. If you've seen their effort the entire game, that's 3 stops inside the 10-yard line this game. And we're talking about a number of underclassmen. Sure, it's week 9. They've played a number of snaps. And that just shows you their experience that they've gained in the previous 8 weeks and the resolve that they have. Coach Connors, Coach Chad Boyd's on that side of the ball. Coach Lou Valden's a 30-plus year veteran coach. And those guys instilling confidence in them and really holding on to that Shaw tradition of past days of playing great defense.
Out the middle on first down, not much doing. They lost a yard. Going to be 2nd and 11. Got to say I'm with you, Eric. Got to love the resolve from this Shaw football team, currently on a 5-game losing streak, looking for their first win since week 3 when they beat West Jeff 23-20. Got a lot of work to do in the fourth quarter, but as you mentioned, their defense playing well. The only reason they still have a shot here.
And conversely, St. Aug shooting themselves in the foot with mistakes, with penalties, drops, exchange issues.
Here's Nickel in trouble, gets away a pass. It's complete, but not much room for his receiver. Going to be taken down at the 3-yard line, and that's Michael Williams on the catch once again. 3rd down.
Sprint out throwback screen there, a play that they've had. It's well designed. Receiver coming back to the football, puts his knee down to catch it. He's down there at the 3, unfortunately, for the Eagles.
The throw from Nickel was a little low. He's under center for 3rd down. Changes the play. Shaw coming out in a 3-receiver set.
Either a play action here or they're going to try and hit the fullback dive to the open bubble to either side between the nose and the defensive end.
3rd and 12, and the Eagles moved. Looked like the fullback there got a little bit too excited. It's going to back him up even more. field position in the second half has not been Shaw's friend.
It has not, and one of the most underrated stats in football when people look at statistics, they look at total yards your defense has yielded. Turnovers, of course, is a big stat, but one of the most underrated stats is average starting field position, and St. Augustine is winning that by a tremendous margin.
Hidden yardage is to the advantage of St. Aug, and here's a big play in the backfield. This is going to be a safety for St. Aug. No, they're going to say he got out barely, did the running back, mark it at the 1-inch line. So Shaw avoids giving up 2 points. They play 4th down and about 13 from their own 2-inch line. Tough spot here for Tommy Connors and company.
Forward progress puts them inside the 1-yard line. They were able to get back across the goal line. We'll see what they come up with here as the play clock clicks under 10.
On 4th down and 13, they only got 5 seconds to snap this thing as they break the huddle. 3, 2, 1. See if Nickel can get off the snap. Apparently he does, and he punts it away.
They hit the center. They hit the center.
Poochmont going to roll and be downed
That's all right. Hey.
at the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 from St. Aug from there, so 8:31 to go in the game. Purple Knights seem to be in control, leading 13-0. Mario Jerez here on hand with Eric Held and Kate Adams. We're going to take a break. This portion, this is a special edition of the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday Night Football Game of the Week, a presentation of Crescent City Sports. I thought they were taking this. 13-0, St. Aug lead and ball. Control this game with 8:31 to go in the 4th quarter. Kendall Sampson has stood tall, guiding his team, looking for their second offensive touchdown of the day. St. Aug got a block punt, and they got a touchdown strike from Sampson to Jaheim Walters back in the 2nd quarter. We await the snap, and here it is. Sampson gets a clean exchange, delivers a pass complete to Mahmood. Mahmood down the sideline, inside the 20, all the way down to the 17-yard line. Give him 16 yards and another Purple Knight 1st down.
Back to the opposite side of the trips in the 3-by-1 formation. And what they did there was run off the secondary with the single receiver and bring Mahmoud Bailey out into the flat, hit him for a big gain.
Here's the snap, and this time Mahmoud on the carry, and Mahmoud with success up to they're going to mark him at the 12-yard line. Leading rusher of the year for the Purple Knights has another good gain on 1st down.
Inside zone there again. If you have your back on the same side as the trips in a 3-by-1 and you run the zone read play, you can read it and ride it and then run the bubble to the 3-receiver side. Pistol formation here.
So Sampson gives to Mahmoud. Mahmoud makes a move to 10. He's at the 5. He's in the end zone. Touchdown, Purple Knights. Touchdown for Mahmoud from 16 yards out, and that just might be the dagger in the heart of the Shaw Eagles.
Run-heavy formation there when the back's in the pistol, lined up 3 to 4 yards behind Sampson. And you see a heavy dose of inside zone and power. Here's a swing gate formation. Shaw's been lining up perfect to it. Holder checks, brings them over to line up and kick it.
So Mahmoud Bailey finds pay dirt for St. Aug, trying to take a 20-0 lead with the extra point. It is up, and this time it is good. Just over the crossbar, it sneaks in. And the Purple Knights, with 7:47 to go in the game, lead Shaw 20-0.
Yeah, if you're Shaw here, you need a big return coming up. Get good field position again, down 20-0. 3 scores with 7:47 left in the game. There's no margin for error at this time. Explosive plays have been hard to come by for the Eagles today and really all season. Not an explosive offense. You can't be patient with the run here. You've got to hit some big plays, work on your screens, go to your trick play arsenal if you'd like to, if you want to keep them in the bag for down the road next week against HL Bourgeois. in Week 10 and then also the following week in the first round of the Division I playoffs. Maybe you want to keep them stowed away in the vault and not show anything and put it on film.
So head coach Tommy Connors leading up to the game this week had 4 keys of the game: contain the QB, be more consistent on offense, create turnovers, and keep defense off the field. I think they did a good job of containing the QB. Couldn't really find that consistency on offense. They didn't really keep their defense off the field. The Eagles defense really doing all they could, and they're still looking for that coveted first turnover forced. So 2 of the 4 has Shaw down 20-0, and here's the return for the Eagles. Looking for a little bit of space is Barnes. Barnes going to be taken down at the 31-yard line. Desperation time for the Eagles, down 3 scores with 7:40 to go.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Mario, with the exception of one really big run on their first touchdown drive, the Eagles have done a pretty decent job of containing Sampson, the quarterback. They haven't been able to keep their defense off the field, but their defense has played tremendous this afternoon, and they haven't been consistent on offense. They haven't had that explosive play.
Still looking for it here with 7:40 to go. Tyler Nickel, senior quarterback, still in the game in the shotgun, and a flag coming way down the field.
12 men on the field for St. Augustine. If you're a coach, that really bothers you because you come out of a change of possession after your kickoff, after you score a touchdown, you've got 12 men on the field. That's painful to you, and it's something you got to clean up going forward to the Week 10, and then after that you get the playoffs. It's Week 9. Can't have that.
We are in November, getting in the nitty-gritty here in Louisiana. Nichols' pass is incomplete. Nobody in the area. St. Aug brought the pressure. A good call by the defensive coordinator there. 2nd down for Shaw.
Blitz off the edge by St. Augustine from the boundary. You see a lot of boundary blitzes from teams because if you do get a runner in space or you complete a screen pass to the boundary, you have the boundary as your friend. The leading tackler in high school, playground ball, college, and the pros every year is the sideline. Use it as your 12th defender.
There you go. Run up the middle for Shaw on 1st down. Not a lot of space for the tailback. That's McGrew, who's been active today. McGrew up to maybe the 38-yard line. While we have a minute, we'll invite you to join us next week here on CrescentCitySports.com. The Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night football game of the week stays in the metro area as Edna Carr is hosting Helen Cox in a battle of Cougars. Join us next Thursday at 7. Edna Carr and Helen Cox. Got a flag down here.
Go 10-10-10.
Ball key is so important for a defensive front, and St. Aug just hasn't been living by that standard of ball key. Watching the snap, it's right under your nose. Watch it. It's happened too many times. Moving forward, you got to clean that up.
So Shaw looking for their first touchdown since the Brother Martin game 2 weeks ago. They got 6:50 left to do it. Nickel in the shotgun takes the snap. 4-man Purple Knight rush. Nickel lets it go. Had his receiver open, and he hit him in the numbers at the 45-yard line. But Barnes could not corral it. Nickel finally makes a good throw, but the execution still not there. 2nd down.
Barnes lost his feet there, slipped a little bit.
So they'll try again. 2nd and 10 from the 45-yard line. Nickel claps his hand, now checks with his coach. St. Aug in control here. 6:43 to go in the 4th quarter. Nickel rolls to his left, looking for receivers. Dangerous pass is incomplete. He was looking for Michael Williams again. Too high, too wide. 3rd down.
St. Aug with their 3-man front, playing a 2-deep shell to the single receiver in Shaw's 3-by-1 formation. St. Augustine will have their corner press the corner to the 3-man receiver side. That corner will bail, playing quarters coverage.
So Nickel on a 3rd and 10 against the zone defense of St. Augustine. Changing his protection is Nickel. trying to make something happen for his team, trailing by 3 scores. Here's the snap. Nickel has a clean pocket, now escapes to his right, delivers a deep pass down the near sideline. Not close. Out of play. He was trying to hit Carl Davis. Not close. 4th down. Might as well go for it, especially on this side of the field.
Looks like they're going to punt it.
It appears that way. Well, Nichols on the field, so we'll see what they do. St. Aug does have a returner at the 20. And they'll put it in the air with the punt, but there is a flag down. Looks like a false start.
And that's what we'll get. False start, 5 yards on Shaw. Back him up 5.
So St. Aug trying to get to over 500 on the year at 4-4. Looks like that's going to happen. Shaw at 2-6. 626 away from another loss. Quest back for the Purple Knights. And thought about faking it for a second, but Nichols does put the punt up. It's going to roll a couple times and be killed at the 35-yard line. So St. Aug's got the ball. They've got the lead 20-0 here in the 4th quarter, 6:16 to go in the game. Desperation time for Shaw. You're watching high school football on CrescentCitySports.com. And if we can, we're going to take a quick break. This is a special Saturday edition of the LHSAA football game of the week, a presentation of Crescent City Sports, or we're just going to keep it here as the offenses are ready. But we will remind you to join us next week. Thursday night football game of the week. 3-time defending Class 4A champions Edna Carr play host to Helen Cox. Battle of Cougars between Edna Carr and Helen Cox. Join us next Thursday at 7 on the LHSAA live app. Next play is a run up the middle. 1st down. You could also catch that game on CrescentCitySports.com next week. Here, my second game for the website. Mario Jerez on hand, Eric Held, and Kate Adams. For St. Aug and Shaw, Purple Knights have an advantage of 20-0. Here's a snap and a pass across the middle, incomplete. He was trying to hit Walters, who's had a big game. That's going to stop the clock, which is to the advantage of Shaw. 3rd down. 2nd down.
Well defended there, bodying up Walters on the slant out of their 3-1 formation, taking advantage of the single receiver. Walters to the bottom of the formation here, single receiver. Tight to the formation here.
You know, Sampson likes to take off too. Has done it a couple times in these 3rd down situations. 3rd and 9 for St. Aug from the 36. Sampson takes the snap, feeling the pressure, lets it go across the middle, incomplete. Had a guy in stride, but a little too deep for his receiver. Good coverage by Shaw, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Need a little bit more air under it. Sampson on his throw. Right decision there. A little more air. Let your receiver run under it. Throw your receiver open. Let the receiver go do work for you. Make you look good.
So a good design. Almost hit him in stride, but a little bit too much mustard on the pass from Sampson. And a 4th down for St. Aug. See if Shaw can't get something going on special teams here. Still a little bit of time, but you need a spark play. You need it soon.
St. Aug making an adjustment, going to a 3-man shield here on their punt.
In the air, Shaw going to let it bounce, and it's going to take a Shaw bounce and be down at the 40-yard line. So the Eagles not out of it just yet. 5:32 to go, and it's a 3-score game here in Tad Gormley. Good field position again.
Good field position, got lucky there. Ball had enough hang time off the foot of the St. Augustine punter, Byers. Shaw return man needs to come up and catch that. Make something happen here. Don't let it bounce. On average, been saying it all year on the Thursday night broadcast, now Saturday afternoon. If you let the punt hit, average roll for the punting team, 10 yards. You lose a 1st down. Got lucky there.
So 1st and 10 for Nickel and company. Best throw he's made all day, but it is not caught. He hit his receiver. That was Carl Davis right in the hands around the 50-yard line. Looked like he maybe tried to run before he corralled it. Incomplete, 2nd down.
I believe the 4th drop of the day, unfortunately, for the Eagles. Nice curl route there. Just couldn't hold on to it.
So it's going to set up a 2nd and 10 for Tyler Nickel and the Shaw offense. 3-man front for St. Aug. Here's the handoff up the middle, and McGrew with nowhere to go. Swallowed up behind the line of scrimmage, lost a yard. 3rd and 11 for Shaw from their own 39.
One big loss for the Eagles was the injury to junior offensive lineman Ethan Dickerson. Replacing him with a freshman up front. Valuable experience gained today, but throwing him out there in the fire.
His team trails 20-0, just 4:50 to go here in Tad Gormley. Tyler Nickel in the shotgun. His team needs a big play here on 3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the left as he takes the snap. Nickel has a clean pocket, now going to take off up the middle. Now back to the left, has a receiver open, but a great defensive play by St. Aug and getting a mitten there for the Purple Knights. That is number 29, trying to find him on my roster here. But a great defensive play. Receiver was open, 4th down.
Yeah, Denero Rattler, 29 for St. Augustine, making a nice play there, knocking it down, getting a key pass break up on 3rd and 9. Looks like the Eagles will stay out there. On 4th and 10, I'm sorry.
So Rattler makes a big play. 4th and 10 for Shaw. Do or die time for the Eagles. And they're going to punt it.
He hit the center.
The pooch punt. After it looked like they were going to go for it, going to go out of bounds at the 44-yard line. See if St. Aug can't put this one away with a couple of first downs. 4:27 to go in Tad Gormley. St. Augustine 20, Shaw 0. Mario Jerez here with Eric Held and Kate Adams, CrescentCitySports.com. And the Shaw defense did all they could today, really, minus forcing a turnover. But never really found the consistency from their offense. One of the keys from head coach Connors.
Yeah, they really needed to get their run game going. Didn't get enough runs, had some drops on offense. A lot of incomplete passes. Weren't able to find that explosive play. Don't pay attention to the score because their defense, hats off to the Shaw Eagle defense, played lights out today.
Gave up 34 to Jesuit last week, so it improved. And here's a run to the right. Backup's getting some time for St. Aug here. This is John Harris, senior running back, maybe a yard, 2nd down.
Split backs for St. Augustine, zone option. Split back on the right, running zone to the left. Quarterback pulls, runs option to the right. That split back on the left side then gets in pitch relationship with the quarterback.
So we're under 4 minutes to go here in Tad Gormley. 3:51 shows on the clock here in the 4th quarter. 2nd and 10 for St. Aug from their own 44. Kendall Sampson still in the game, and a false start it looks like against St. Aug. Lots of penalties here in the 4th quarter for the Purple Knights. This one on offense will push them back 5 yards.
That's going to be something that Coach Sampson and his staff, when they look at film, they're going to talk to their guys, show it to them either tomorrow or Monday, that they've got to correct moving forward to next week in their game against Holy Cross, moving forward into the playoffs.
So 2nd and 15 after the penalty. Sampson keeps it on the play action. Last second pitch, and the ball is still loose around the 45-yard line, and Harris does a good job of falling on top of it. An errant pitch from his quarterback, but the Purple Knights avert disaster, but it is 3rd down and long.
That brings up 3rd down for the Purple Knights.
Back to the 36.
Tried the zone option again, went awry. Almost went completely bad there for the Purple Knights.
So they dodge a bullet and keep the ball, but it is 3rd down and long at that. 3rd and 15 from the 44-yard line for Sampson and company.
And Carl Singleton now is at quarterback for the Knights.
And Singleton gives off to Doyle, the new quarterback in the game. Just hands it off. And this is Pritchett on the carry, number 26 for St. Aug. And Pritchett is up to the 42-yard line. A little bit of real estate for the special teams. Look like they're going to punt it away here on 4th and 12. Think they'd bring the pressure here for Shaw.
And let's see how they do against a three-man shield for the Knights.
So Byers is on. As Eric said, 3 lead protectors at the 35-yard line. And a low snap, but Byers fields it and gets it away. Decent punt. Angling towards the sideline, now bouncing back toward the middle. Going to be down at the 35. 1:52 to go. Maybe the last gasp for Shaw. They trail 20-0 here against St. Aug. See what Shaw does here. And while we have a moment, we are going to take a break. This is a special Saturday edition of the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night football game of the week, and it's presented by Crescent City Sports. All right. 1:52 to go in the fourth. St. Aug close to their 5th win of the season. 4-4 as we speak. St. Aug about to drop to 2-7 unless they could get some offensive fireworks here in the final 1:52. And a pass from Nickel is on target once again. Another good pass. This time he hits Williams in the hands, but Williams cannot make the sliding grab. 2nd and 10.
Incomplete pass there on the crossing route. You had a shallow drag from one side. Crosser on top, put stress on the linebackers on their drops. And then you had a deep vertical, stressing the safety on that concept as well.
Now Nickel escapes and another drop. Consecutive drops for Shaw. This time it hits the wideout. I believe that's Barnes. Could not control it. 3rd down after 2 drops.
I think that brings the number to 6 for today, unfortunately. There's just been too many negative plays for the Eagles, whether it's negative yardage plays, penalties, drops. Got to eliminate those.
Shaw on a 5-game losing streak, trying to get some points here today. Nichols pass along the sideline, incomplete. Bad communication there. Didn't really have a clean pocket either. Going to bring up a 4th and 10 for Shaw.
11.
See what they do here. 20-0, St. Aug leads Shaw. Mario Jerez here with Eric Held, Kate Adams, CrescentCitySports.com. Make sure you join us next week for Edna Carr and Helen Cox. 4th down. This punt is in the air, angling towards the sideline, out of bounds. See where they mark it. They'll put it at the 41, and it might be victory formation time for St. Augustine.
24-yard punt on the rugby attempt there by Nickel. St. Augustine will take their win into next week's matchup against Holy Cross, while Archbishop Shaw will play H.L. Bourgeois in their Week 10 non-district regular season finale.
As a coach, how important is this tail end for the former coach? How important is this tail end of the season for Shaw here? You had a good performance against St. Aug. I think it'd be really important to their psyche to get a few wins here.
No question. They played well today in spots. They've got to find something on offense. But H.L. Bourgeois is definitely a game that they can win, and I think should win to finish the season, build momentum into the playoffs.
Should be interesting to see. Singleton in the game at quarterback, and he gives to his running back, and this is Kyron Price. Price up to about the 48-yard line. Give him 8 yards. Clock is live. 1:14 to go here in Tad Gormley.
Good to get number 45, Kyron Price, a carry there. The senior, 5'9", 165 for the Knights.
See if we can't get an interview. Kate Adams with head coach Kenneth Dorsey following the game. We'll try to have that for you.
Talked about Archbishop Shaw moving forward in Week 10, HL Bourgeois to close the regular season. And then moving on in the playoffs, they should be an 11 seed, which in the first round will get you to play the 6th seed. The top 4 seeds in the Division I power ratings will get a bye. And Archbishop Shaw should be the 11th seed playing the number 5. Who the 5 could be, we don't know. It could be a number of different teams, whether it's Scotlandville, whether it's Jesuit possibly, whether it's maybe St. Augustine if things happen.
That have a strong finish.
And then St. Augustine could be somewhere with the win here, anywhere from 5, maybe an outside chance, but they could be somewhere probably around 6, 7, or 8. The higher they will be depending on what they do next week against Holy Cross in the season finale.
So Singleton has taken the final knee of the game, and that's going to do it. It's a victory for the Purple Knights of St. Augustine. The final score from Tad Gormley Stadium, St. Aug 20, Shaw 0. A shutout win for the Purple Knights, and they improved to 5-4 on the season. They bounced back from a tough loss at Rummel last week, 16-12. Meanwhile, Shaw drops to 2-7. Ended up being a good one here in Tad Gormley. Shaw hanging tough, but a little bit too much firepower from the Purple Knights of St. Aug. See if we can't get an interview here in a few minutes. The players are shaking hands at midfield, as is tradition.
Be good to get it. Kate Adams with Coach Dorsey from St. Augustine.
Purple Knights are victorious, 20-0. A touchdown scored by their wideout Walters. They also had a punt block for a touchdown, and some big plays on defense, including an interception from Lucius Tillery. So a big win for the Purple Knights. We are almost ready, and Kate Adams is with head coach Dorsey. Kate?
Just got the shutout against Shaw. When your homecoming?
I think the kids came out second half and they just come out with a little more energy. We still got a lot of work to do. We got to clean up a lot of mistakes, penalties, that kind of stuff. But I think building on this, heading into the playoffs, I think we'll be all right.
Or go online to lewiscoach.com or email them at info@lewiscoach.com.
Thank you, Kate. Apologize for any technical difficulties there. A lot of people here in Tad Gormley, but at the end of the day, it is a win for the Purple Knights of St. Aug, and we'll get some final thoughts here, Eric. And the theme of the game, really, Shaw tried everything they could on defense. I thought their defensive line was excellent today. Really hard for the St. Aug runners to get to the second level, but maybe just one big play, one big sack fumble, one interception short of really being in this game. But if you're head coach Tommy Connors, I think you had to be pleased with the effort after a tough loss last week.
Pleased with the effort. The guys coming back after 34-3 loss to Jesuit last week, and just coming back and just playing their rear ends off. You have to be pleased with the effort, the fight that the Eagles showed. Their defense came up with 3 stops inside the 10-yard line. That's something that it's hard to find even from a veteran group, let alone a group with so many underclassmen on this defense for the Eagles. So something you can build off of if you're Coach Connors and staff moving forward to HL Bourgeois, which will be a much more favorable matchup in the regular season finale.
And quickly on the Purple Knights, they improved to 5-4. As I said, they bounced back from that loss to Rummel last week. Big win for the Raiders last night against John Curtis. But you heard Coach with our reporter there. Want to clean up those mistakes in the second half. A little bit of penalties, some pre-snap stuff. As he told Kate. This time they got away with the win, but stuff like that might cost you down the road. And if you're saying that's definitely something you want to get cleaned up.
absolutely true moving forward. Again, their game against Holy Cross, you've got to eliminate the negative plays on offense, and that's something that the Purple Knights have been doing all year. You've got to eliminate your sacks, your center quarterback exchange issues, your fumbles, your drops, any turnovers, any negative yardage plays as well. So how explosive the Knights can be and how successful they can be really falls on themselves. Their size up front on the offensive and defensive line is definitely more than adequate. Their skill level every year is incredible. And they've got a quarterback that can throw it in Sampson, and a guy that when things break down, he can extend plays and not take a sack. I thought the Shaw defensive line did a really good job exposing some things with the Purple Knight offensive line. But moving forward, you take this and you learn from it, and it's Week 10 against Holy Cross, and then a win there puts you in a really good spot in a PowerPoint situation where you can probably be the 6th seed and host a home playoff game. A loss puts you back in 8-9 area, and if you fall to the 9, you don't host your first round game. But St. Augustine has enough weapons to scare anybody, and we look at last week's game against Archbishop Rummel, one of the best teams, if not the best team in the state, with a 16-12 loss, gave the Raiders everything they had last week.
So things are getting fun, as Eric said, getting into the nitty-gritty here in the state of Louisiana. Should be a fun last couple of weeks, including next week. Make sure you join us. Thanks for joining us today. As I said, next week, the Allstate Sugar Bowl LHSAA Thursday night game of the week remains in the metro New Orleans area. The 3-time defending Class 4A champions Edna Carr play host to Helen Cox in a battle of Cougars. So join us next Thursday at 7 on the LHSAA live app or right here on CrescentCitySports.com. Once again, your final score from Tad Gormley, St. Augustine 20, Shaw 0. For Eric Held, Kate Adams, and our Crescent City Sports production team, I am Mario Jerez.